Hey, fellow mathers. Before we get into this episode, we want to share with you how you can get access to free content, professional learning that will keep your students engaged and doing the math that matters. Get ready to go to this link, mathisfigureoutable.com/challenge.
That's right. Registration is open for the free Math is Figureoutable Challenge that's starting May 15th and runs to the 17th at 7 p.m. Central. We're going to have 3 nights jam-packed with learning and routines that you can take straight to your classroom.
In these challenges, we have a great time. We do some math, talk about classroom experiences, give away super cool bonuses and prizes. You won't just walk away with routines that are naturally engaging and encourage your students to think mathematically. You'll also have a chance to win over 6K worth in prizes, including a few virtual PD sessions for your school. I'll be joined by my wonderful co-host Kim and special guest Jenna Labe.
You can register at mathisfigureoutable.com/challenge for a fantastic learning experience. That's mathisfigureoutable.com/challenge. Now on to the show.
Hey, fellow mathematicians, welcome to the podcast where math is figure-outable. I'm Pam Harris.
And I'm Kim Montague.
And this is a Math Strat Chat episode. What is Math Strat Chat? Well, every Wednesday evening, I throw out a math problem on social media and people from around the world chat about the strategies they use. We love seeing everyone's thinking.
Okay, so this Wednesday, our math problem was 14 is 35% of blank. How would you solve this problem? Pause the podcast, solve the problem however you want. The problem is 14 is 35% of what? Solve it, and then come on back to hear how we solved it.
All right, percent problems. Bam, this is fun. Okay, so here's what I was thinking about. I've got a download bar, like a percent bar. You might call it now my mind is blinking. There's blinking. My mind is blinking and blanking at the same time. Tape measure or a tape diagram. That's what tape measure. Wow. Okay. So on that percent bar, I put on the top 14 and on the bottom, I put 35%. And I didn't actually take the time to put 0% and 100%, but I could have on the bottom. And then my goal is to find out what the 100% is, what correlates to the 100%. So I've done these a few times and I've kind of started to think, what can I scale that 35% in such a way that I can also scale the 14 so that I can get up to 100. Like right now, I'm thinking 35 times what is 100%? It's not doing it for me. But if I could get down to say like 5%, that I can mess with, because then 5% can get up to 100%. So I'm going to go ahead and scale from 35% down by 7. So I'm going to divide by 7 to get 5%. Which means I'm going to divide the 14 by that 7, and 14 divided by 7 is 2. So now I know that 2 correlates to 5%. 2 is 5% of whatever that number is, of whatever the same number 14 is 35% of. Once I know something is 5%, well, that's sweet, because now 5% scales up nicely to 100%, because 5 times 20 is 100%. So I would take that corresponding 2 times 20, and I would end up with 40 corresponding to the 100%. So I'm saying 14 is 35% of 40.
Yeah. Nice.
And
so
can I tell you a little check I'm doing just real quick?
Sure. Yeah.
I had not done that problem before I talked about it at all. So then I was in my head, I was like, half of 40 is 20. Yes, 14 is less than that. That feels about right, because 50% would be 20. So 14, 35% of, that feels about right. Yep.
Yeah. That's nice. That's,
thank
I
you.
mean, I love that you did that. And I actually made the same moves that you did. But you know what? It's funny because you started by saying you put it on a percent bar. And I did not draw a percent bar. Even though I made the same moves that you did, I actually sketched out a ratio table.
What?
So I wrote, I drew a line, horizontal line. And I wrote in the first kind of entry on a ratio table, I put 14 on top and 35% on the bottom. So basically the relationship of 14 and 35% I was going to maintain, but same idea. I wanted to know what would the relationship be if I got up to 100%. So I also did scale down by dividing by 7 and get 2 to 5%. And then I scaled immediately to 40 to 100%.
Interesting. I have to think about that a little bit. So I might say that if I was working with students, I would want to start on a percent bar
Yeah.
to make sure we're feeling the relationships. Percent bar is
Sure.
a little more limited because you actually have to keep, like on your ratio table, you could kind of go where you wanted to go as you moved across the ratio table. And I had to actually go backwards on the percent bar, right? When I divided by 7, I actually
Yeah.
literally, put the 5% where it would belong on that download bar and put the
Yeah.
2 where it would belong. Whereas you just kind of kept going entries in the ratio table, right? So where your model's a little more versatile,
But
but
yours connects to things that kids know, which
yeah,
is
yeah.
downloads and it gives an understanding to percentages more than mine. Mine keeps things very like numerical.
And you're maintaining a ratio, the equivalent ratios, so that's why it
Yeah.
works. So
Yeah.
I would think we would want to get to kids using a ratio table as a tool, but we'd want to start with percent bars. Would you agree?
Yeah. Yeah, I do. Mhm.
Awesome. All right.
All right. Okay. So we are interested to hear about your strategy. I wonder if it was like ours. Represent your thinking and take a picture of your work or screenshot on your phone and tell the world on social media. And while you're there posting your strategy, check out what other people did and comment on their thinking.
And tag me on Twitter at PWHarris or Instagram PamHarris_math, and on Facebook, Math is Figure Outable, and use the hashtag MathStratChat. And check out the Math Strat Chat problems that we post every Wednesday around 7 p.m. Central Time, and then hop back here to hear how we're thinking about the problem. Y'all, thanks for joining the Math is Figure Outable movement. Let's keep spreading the word that math is figure outable. Thank you for listening and making math more figure outable.
To learn even more, make sure you register for our free challenge at mathisfigureoutable.com/challenge. You are not going to want to miss the evenings of May 15th through 17th, starting at 7 p.m. Central.
Math teaching, go register now. That's mathisfigureoutable.com/challenge. Join us to make math more and more figure outable. And if you can't join live, register and we'll send you access to the recordings. We'll see you there.